Reporting for duty, Professor.
You keep coming back like a faithful homing pigeon.
You're not going to start tying messages to my leg, are you?
Nah. But I am going to give you higher profile deliveries. I'm hearing more and more about you. The job you're doing. You're building up quite the reputation as a carrier. And in doing so, you're helping the guild to grow. We're already expanding our operations, even in this dangerous time. All that's thanks to you. Now, these tasks will require some dedication. The communications are more critical to the recipient. And sometimes, the paths are more dangerous.
I can handle it.
I'm sure you can, Hotshot. Now here's one marked highly confidential. So make sure it gets to the person it's addressed to. And only that person.
You can count on me. Carriers Guild. I have a confidential letter for you.
Thank you. Oh no. Oh dear God, no.
What's wrong, ma'am?
I would say it's none of your business, but I have no one else I can tell. Talking to you is like talking to a priest, right?
Well, I suppose.
I'm being blackmailed.
Over what?
I can't say. Not out loud. It's a filthy lie anyway. You need to help me.
How?
I'm going to give you some money. I want you to track down the bastard.
Wait, you want me to pay off your blackmailer?
Heavens no, he'll just keep asking for more. The money's for you, to kill him.
Whoa, I'm a carrier, not an assassin.
You must. You're the only one who can get close to him. Precisely because you're a carrier. He'll never see you coming.
You sound pretty calculating.
Of course. If your life were in danger, wouldn't you think of everything? Try anything to save yourself?
I guess I see your point.
If you don't agree, I don't know what I'll do. How could I even go on living? Please. Please. I'm begging you.
Okay, tell you what. I'll at least go meet the blackmailer.
Bless you. You've saved my life. But you must go immediately, before the fiend thinks I'm trying to trick him.
here?
The woman you're blackmailing sent me.
You got the money?
No, I'm taking you out and making sure you never bother her again.
Do you even know what she's done?
It doesn't matter, but I know what you've done. You tried to extort an old woman.
Gonna check.
How'd it go, Hotshot?
That was an adventure, and a mystery to boot.
Oh, do tell.
Maybe another time.
Suit yourself. But you did great. Keep it up and you'll rise another guild rank before you know it.
I could use more deliveries, Professor.
You want 'em? I've got 'em, Hotshot. Here's a few. Are not easy to get to either. But I think you're ready.
Born ready.
That's what I like to hear.
Inhibitor container detected.
I have a letter for you.
Ooh, nice. Just what I was hoping for.
I'm glad I could be of service.
I got this girl who writes me sexy letters. She's not my girl. She just does this for a living.
So, you pay her to receive sexy letters?
And sometimes pictures. I don't know if they're even her, but who cares? Can you blame a guy for wanting to feel desired by a hot chick? I can't get my neighbor to leave me alone, Benji. Sure, he's a stud, but he doesn't hold the candle to you. Just thinking of you, Benji, makes me feel warm all over.
Yeah, I get it. Let me leave you to it.
Don't judge, kid. You probably gotta fight the chicks off at every turn. Me? Not so much. We all want to be wanted. Even if we gotta pay for it.
I understand. Stay warm. A letter, sir. I'm from the Carriers Guild.
Excellent. I've been expecting you. One moment, please. Oh, yes. Very interesting, Klaus. But I see what you're playing at.
Sir?
It's the next chess move from my friend Klaus. He's clearly attempting a Queen's Gambit. Cambridge Springs, to be exact. But I can parry that easily.
Glad to hear it.
Here, take this. And a little something extra for you. Klaus will be begging for mercy in no time. As much as one can be forced to do so, playing chess by mail, that is.
Come on! You have to save your sister!
Got a letter for you.
Janine, it's for you. It's from Angelica. In that case, burn it. But she's your best friend.
Not after what she did. She kissed Pierre.
So?
But I kissed him first. She knows that.
But honey, kissing a boy isn't like tagging a building.
Why are you defending her, Mom? Why don't you ever take my side?
I'm always on your side, hun. Tell you what, I'm gonna hold on to this letter, and we can talk again after you've calmed down a bit.
Can you hear me?
What are you talking about? Who are you?
You've been searching for your sister, haven't you?
How do you know me?
Your sister's in danger. You must hurry.
My sister, you say?
Yes, save her.
Are you nuts? You can't be talking about my sister.
What are you waiting for? You have to get to her before it's too late.
Where am I going?
Renegades are holding her in one of the condos on Prince Gabriel Passage, right by the old hotel. She'll die unless you get there. You have to save her. Don't just stand there like that. Save your sister.
Okay. I'm on my way.
You showed your true colors in that VN6 tower mission.
Inhibitor container detected. Inhibitor container nearby.
You made it back. Thank God.
Oh, did something happen?
One of our guys, name him Mike. He disappeared on a delivery.
Another carrier gone missing.
Aye. I'm really worried. A lot of good men and women have been disappearing lately. I suspect that someone's been picking them off.
How can I help?
Just stay alert for now. Don't let your guard down. We're running down some leads on Mike. I'll keep you posted. Slow day today. Sorry to say I have no deliveries for you. Always good to see you, hotshot. But you'll have... to come back when I have some deliveries. There's nothing. Nada. Zip. Nothing personal, hotshot.
Are you hurt?
Don't touch me!
Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you. Who are you?
And who are you?
I came to help. Some old man sent me.
I don't know you.
I'm Aiden.
Hey, someone's here! What are you talking about?
Quick, run!
But
Meet me outside. Hurry!
there's a windmill nearby. I'll wait there.
Look in on that slut! What the?
Are you okay?
Brother! We don't know each other, but I need you to pretend to be my brother.
You did it! But then I didn't doubt you for one moment, my boy. Not one moment.
But
He inherited your courage, Grandpa. Faced the kidnappers as boldly as you faced roaring fires.
For 40 years, I led a team of first-class firefighters against the most fearsome blazes.
Grandpa has dementia. He's mistaken you for his grandson, who died a few years back. Not that he quite remembers.
you've always been my hero, Grandpa. I always believed you could douse the flames of hell itself.
Get out of it, a true firefighter ain't afraid of hell. But saving your sister like that looks like you're the hero now.
Let's go back. I'll make you some tea.
Yeah, we made everyone pee. Those were the days.
I'll somehow explain to him that you had to go. Thank you very much.
I thought our chances against renegades were pretty good. But now, I'm not...
Most importantly, the butcher hears it too.
And how is this supposed to help the city?
I sometimes wonder what I'd look like in uniform.
You?
Just wondering.
You look like you're abandoning your family.
He's lying!
My low prices will so be. You ain't never shopped anywhere like this. Didn't think you'd want one of those. See how much better my stuff is? Man, now I gotta go restock my shelves.
Specialty items right here. Well, aren't you welcome as all hell? Thanks for coming. A pleasure, honey.
Go ahead and draw.
Stop complaining. It's time few sit-ups, maybe Frank will make Nightrunners out of this. People massacred the tower. That place is cursed, I tell you.
Believe it or not, I used to be in the force before the plague hit.
Coming back for more? Fantastic. Glad to see.
Get out of here. Go home.
You gonna buy something or what? Back again, huh? Knew it.
No, this is completely unacceptable.
More? Fantastic. Glad to see you're... Let's see if we can make a deal here.
got balls, man. Like, at least a half a dozen. The city will never know,
The broadcast is working.
Watched you home. It might work on you too.
The Free People's Radio is more than just a broadcast. It's a source of hope. I heard that this time the carnival tournament
Wonder if we'll see anyone as awesome as
It's our new pop god. Welcome back.
This is Frank on Radio Free Villador. Your neighbor, your city, once more and forevermore. Signing off.
Talk to me, Frank.
Look, we started off on the wrong foot. I'd like to correct that mistake. Have a drink. Yeah? For me.
Frank, I really don't have time for this. I have to find another way to find my...
Just listen.
Walt needs to access that GRE place. You get it? That's why we have to find that pilgrim. He's offering a lot of fucking crystals for what he's got. And a lot of boosters.
Do I have your attention now?
With those?
Renegades, yes.
But how did you...
The TV station used to be controlled by the military. They did more than just broadcast from there. Thanks to you, we can now listen in on the enemy. It appears that Waltz is looking for the same database you're after.
But the observatory is completely soaked with chemicals.
I have no idea how this GRE crap works, but Waltz sure seems to know. Maybe the observatory is not the only place to access the database.
Is this conversation all you have?
For now. But if we got close to their position and hacked into their frequency, we could collect more intel on Waltz's plans.
How?
The transmission you heard was intercepted near an old military antenna in the wharf, just south of Marchand Lane. If we adjust the frequency, we'll be able to hear everything they say, every syllable. And you'd know exactly what Waltz is up to.
Tell me more about these antennas.
The military installed them on the tallest buildings to blanket the entire city. They're extremely hard to access, but all we need is the one nearest to where those renegades were based. When the signal's stronger, we'll be able to hear everything they say. Now the good thing is, it's the closest antenna to the canteen. You shouldn't have trouble finding it.
It'd be quicker if I could just find him.
You're impatient, I understand. I know what it feels like to have wasted too much time. But you have to tread carefully. Remember, you said Waltz turned the power back on. Then the renegades invaded the central loop. There's something going on. So best to collect as much intel as we can before you confront him.
So, you think Waltz ordered the renegades into the central loop?
Well, until now, the colonel kept him on a short leash in his stronghold. But the savages we've been seeing lately, what the fuck? Something must have changed.
One of the PKs told me that Waltz is after something called, X-13.
Doesn't ring any bells.
All right, anything else before I get going?
Oh, one more thing. Look at that poster, Aiden. Nightrunners used to abide by that creed, live by it. I used to think we were as torn apart as that piece of paper, but the creed still means something. And if you increase the range, I can contact the remnants of the old Nightrunners. Some must still be alive.
I see it now. This means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Not just to me, to everyone here. But there's one piece missing. Do you know why I haven't thrown this poster away in all this time? Because of Lawan. When I saw her for the first time, she was maybe, 8, 9 years old. She was barely alive. She looked like she hadn't eaten in a year. And she was trying to help some kids get a crystal back from the thief. The guy was threatening them with a knife. He was twice their size, stronger, and she jumped on him, bit his hands so deep that his screams were heard as far away as old Villador. After that, she gave the crystal to one of the boys and left. She didn't get anything out of it. She didn't have to risk it. I looked at her and thought, this is all we have left. As humans, we can fight one another. Everybody just for themselves. Or, no matter what, we can stand up for each other. Then I wrote down this credo. That little girl helped the Nightrunners become who they were for years. And if we are to be reborn, we cannot do it without her.
Why not without her?
You see, she's a tough one. Maybe too tough. I trained her, helped heal her wounds, but never healed the biggest one. Revenge. She's built a mighty thick wall around herself. Can't seem to let go of her anger. If she doesn't, it could destroy her. I know. Drunk calling the kettle black, right?
I'm in no position to judge, Frank.
Thanks. Lawan's so fucking obsessed with her kill list. She needs to throw that damn thing away.
Otherwise, it'll kill her.
Let's hope she's better fighting them than I am.
What are Lawan's demons?
Almost too many to count. But Satan himself is at the top.
You mean Hakon?
You know him?
Yeah, we've met.
It all came down to the TV station mission. Hakon was against that from the start. Got Killian on his side. He said it was suicide. But I know the truth. The fucker chickened out, plain and simple. Till then, he wasn't just a Nightrunner to me. I thought he was leader material. But he didn't have our backs. Tore the Creed in half before he bolted, and with it, tore apart the Nightrunners themselves. Fucking coward. Didn't deserve to lick Lawan's boots. Look, I'm starting to get pissed off, and we should focus.
What about Hakon killing Lucas? That took some balls.
Sure, but they weren't his balls, they were Waltz's. Hakon's just the guy's lapdog now. Sit, roll over, assassinate.
That's true. Neutered dogs are even more obedient than they were before.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm on my way.
Then go get him. I'll be on the radio. You remind me of Lawan, before she became obsessed with that goddamn hit list of hers. I'll get ears on the renegades for you. I'll find out what Waltz is up to. I promise. Good day, Villador. Frank is back, and I've got some more exciting news for you.
It's like all over.
Inhibitor container detected.
Anyone else feel that? Get out of my face, asshat. You
Looking to enlist civilians?
Hey, Frank? That's way up there.
Yep. GRE made them hard to reach for a reason. Keeps them away from the bad guys. But for a guy like you, Aiden, piece of cake.
Frank, I got the antenna going.
Okay, let's see what these bastards are talking about.
Gather the guys and head east. Waltz is... We need to meet him.
They're moving, Aiden.
They said they're going to meet Waltz, heading east.
There is another antenna on top of a condominium at the intersection of St. Paul Boulevard and Peach Street, just by the entrance of the main canal. Get it working and we can keep up with them.
Got it.
Aiden, the colonel seems to be evacuating renegade camps. First, electricity, then central loot rates. Now this. It seems that Williams doesn't want to fight any more than we do.
Or he really intends to close the sluice gates and back the chemicals up into the city.
But his stronghold will be destroyed as well, so this evacuation wouldn't make sense. We need to expand the range to find out more.
Where?
Waiting for Waltz's word. You seductive freak!
Frank, I activated the second antenna. Renegades were here, on the roof.
Speaking of renegades, hearing more chatter.
Meeting in Garrison Boulevard old offices. Waltz will be there to give us orders. Anything new about that pilgrim? No, but he found someone who'll help him access the database. If you know something new about that fucking pilgrim, let me know. Keep looking. Over and out.
Frank, I need to get to where they are.
You heard the maiden. Waltz is looking for you.
He's got a way to access the database. He found someone.
He's too strong for you, and you'll be playing straight into his hand.
If that's the only way to find out the truth, then so be it.
You're stubborn, kiddo. Stubborn like Lawan.
I'll be in touch.
See? Waltz was right. These fuckers were eavesdropping on us. First him, then we'll get that GRE employee from the old Villador. And the boss will be over the moon.
Where's Waltz?
Waltz? We don't need Waltz to deal with you. Oh, good old Frank. So naive. Warning people. Talking way too much. Got him!
Either I'm high or you're left. I'm listening.
Fuck! Help me happen to anyone!
Turn in now! Got you up!
Aiden. Aiden. You all right?
I think so. Yeah. Waltz wasn't here. And they know we're eavesdropping on them.
I know.
You know?
Someone tried to tip me off, but the warning came too late. Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, my infection just flared up. The renegades were talking about some GRE doctor from the bazaar. Waltz is looking for him too.
Former GRE in Old Villador? I'll look into it.
Who tried to tip you off?
Well, that's the strangest part. It was Hakon. He wants to meet with you.
I thought he left the city.
Well, he's still kicking, and he'll be waiting for you at the church on St. Paul Island. He's got the goods on Waltz. And hell, maybe he knows something about Lawan, too.
Why do you think he knows anything about Lawan?
First of all, because she was after him. But also, because it's much more complicated than that. You see, the last time she went off radar like this was when this fucker dumped her. So if she's not answering now, I'm getting really worried this is something more, and Hakon could be involved.
What do you mean, something more?
I'm afraid she's found a lead on Hakon, and she means to hunt him again. Which means she could get herself into trouble. Do you know what really made the Nightrunners special, Aiden? I mean, true heroes? It wasn't the inhibitors, not the strength or speed they granted us. For the Nightrunners, it was balance that set us apart. Self-control. That's why Lawan couldn't become a Nightrunner. Not because she was too young. She was the fastest, braver than a lot of my men. But she couldn't achieve balance.
Self-control. This should be good.
Don't laugh. We used inhibitors, but they didn't use us. We had to focus on mental and emotional strength, not just physical abilities. Balance. Physical strength is important, but it's what you do with it that determines what kind of human being you are. That's why Hakon's betrayal hurt us so much.
I'll go meet with Hakon, Frank. You try and find out what happened to Lawan. Just remember, they're listening to you too.
Will do, Aiden. Be careful. Who knows what Hakon is up to? I'm going back to the fisheye. Good luck.